Hello Sheila, hello Winter, hello Barbara. Hello Amy, hello Jordan, Kira. Hello Lisa. Bored of this. And you? As in like a feral colony that you're caring for, or what? Or is this an in-home? Oh. Is this on your property, or is somebody else like public property or private property that they're living on? Residential property? So it's a co-op? Did you send them out to the farm? Can you go drop some of them off at the farm? there's people out there with rat problems and mice problems, since they're already used to being outdoors. I've seen a couple of videos of people saying that they're I got a rat problem. That's why I didn't want to stay in California and LA. But you rats? Okay, now blowing up trees and stuff. I saw the holes. I saw. Why don't you go dig some hole? Shia LaBeouf. Like that was just like the laundromat parking lot. Could you imagine the tunnels and stuff all around there? I already got those. He's used to the squirrels in Michigan. I got mice in my garage because I kept grass seed in it. Learned my lesson. And I suspected there was a mouse in our attic. I couldn't tell, but I heard like the noise. Every night when I was rocking Wednesday to sleep, I was like, is that like some weird noise up in the wall from that? But I only heard it that time of day when I was there. A mouse? Are you talking about a mouse in the grass seed? No, it was like 5 or 6 mice. I didn't bust them. I already knew they were there. The one tried to go. There was a huge hole in the corner of our garage, so I don't even know what Scooter was thinking. Not in the corner of our garage, so I don't even know what Scooter was thinking. Not house was built. Like they didn't pour the cement far enough back. It's not even bolted to the, I don't know. Anyways, so what my dad did was he cut a board, a piece of wood, and then he cemented over the piece of wood and covered the hole so nothing could really get in there, because there was a closet there, like a built-in closet thing, cabinet that we had like all of our rakes and stuff in. So I had to rip all that out. This is what I'm talking about. Like, I didn't want this to be my birthday present. Like, you tell me this months ahead of time, so we have all of this time to do all of this. We have to rip out this thing. We have to pull out. Should have already pulled out all of the insulation and the ceiling, but of course, you want to wait until the last minute because of heating. Yeah, it was my birthday present that I had to do all this, rip out all of this. Then we figured out too that the vent that was in the stairwell in the house was just open to the garage. So we had to fill that in with a bunch of insulation and some wood and seal that off, because it just was through and through from the garage. So no wonder we weren't getting any heat upstairs. It was just going right out the stairwell. Right out the stairwell. Yeah, I know. No wonder Scooter was so irritated with me smoking in the garage, because it just reeked in the house. Wasn't doing any good. I wanted to put a screen door on my back door, like so I wouldn't have the mosquitoes, so I could have the door open and then not the bugs. Because I would have moved closer to the door. I mean, that would have been good to just get a cheap screen door. No. Outside. Outside. But anyways, that was done and fixed. We fixed that. We were going to vent it to the room above the garage, but there wasn't, with the way the floor joists were, it was like you'd have to cut through the floor joist or have a weird, like it'd be hanging down, sticking out. So we just sealed that off because that room already had a heat vent in it that came out from the stairs from the main house. They didn't do what they planned on doing, I think. Yeah, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of back and forth to the store because both work. It was a lot of back and forth to the store. There, they needed to go to the store to get a part, to get a tool, did something. They didn't come prepared with everything. We didn't have suits for dealing with the insulation. We didn't have insulation cutters. We didn't have drywall cutting saws. My dad was just using his grinder. My dad didn't live there at the time. My dad lived next door, and my brother didn't live there either. He took his birthday off, a few days off for his birthday. So he only took a few days off of work, and I still had to work. So they were supposed to be doing this and getting it done. It was supposed to be a weekend job, a few day job. Oh yeah, we can do that in a few days. Yeah, no, never in my lifetime have you ever met that? Nope. And then especially with the fact that it was, again, my birthday, this is your guys' last chance with me. This is your guys' last chance with me. No, because we knew about it months ahead of time. I was the one who had to go to the dollar store close to last minute in the last few weeks of all of this to go get tarps and stuff because it's going to be November and where some of this stuff's going to have to go outside in the backyard and just be covered up, or stuff that can go outside. And some of this is going to have to go into the basement, but or the night of my brother coming to start throwing shit, cleaning out the garage, because again, I'm not doing it. We had every weekend. I sat there every weekend, all day, every evening up until this point, a couple hours. Do you want me to help you do it? I'm not doing it all by myself. I don't care if it's my birthday present. I'm not doing all of this by myself. Absolutely not, because I've been doing everything fucking else by myself. Absolutely not. Just waiting, and they failed. And the way he did all of that, and he threw all of that shit down in the basement, completely blocking the fire meter, like the gas meter in the basement, in the corner of the basement. And I had been getting DTE notices that it was time for them to come inspect our gas meter and stuff like that, and he needed to clean that shit up. I'm not doing it. It's your house. Oh, it was your house. The $8,000. You didn't think anybody was coming to take your house. The $8,000. Oh, so you're just gonna let us blow up with my children in it and everything? Yeah, I know. You guys just want to keep talking shit about it. Like, who the fuck are you? I stay quiet long enough, like, surely, like, there's no way in hell, like, they're gonna let him keep taking my children from me and doing all of this. Like, they have no reason, no evidence. And then I get into court every time and the judge isn't speaking to me. I'm not testifying. I'm not being asked any questions. My attorney's just going off into another breakout room with his attorney, and we're just sitting there, and then they come back and she says whatever. Oh, I'm going to see the girls for this, whatever he's recommending. No, he didn't speak to me about any of this stuff. Like, they were just like, let's see how much we can torture her. See how long she can take this before she has a mental illness and blah. has a mental illness and blah, blah, because he just kidnapped my children from me. My dad's or my mom's or somewhere, go stay at Uncle Monkey's. Or my mom, I'm going to have my mom take the girls and I'm going to go stay at Uncle Monkey's for a weekend and you can have the house. Or if you want to go stay somewhere, I can stay here with the girls. Just none of this using my children as a human shield like you have been this whole time. My children as a human shield like you have been this whole time. Getting to be the dad on the bus with the baby and the baby carrier, like everybody noticing him. Oh, he's so sweet, praising him. Oh, look at him, he's such a good dad. That's only because he doesn't have his driver's license and I have to open this day and he has to close and then I have to, he doesn't even bring her in. He could bring her in the car seat. Like I could just not have to worry about the car seat, making sure I have the car seat in the car already, because he has to bring her into work and we have to do an exchange. And Liza passed along to me. That I would wrap her up and carry her in. But anyways, yeah, no, that was only because he didn't have a driver's license. Shut up. It's not because he's trying to be all eco-friendly, automatic. No. I'll keep it on the positive. Yep, that's good for him. That was good for him and his mental health and a good bonding experience for him and good sensory experience for Stella, getting to have that as well. And yeah, it was reducing our carbon footprint and it helped work with our schedule and we should be blessed with that and not have to have and again, I wasn't trying. Nobody was taking his children away from him. Nobody was threatening to take those children away from him. He had every opportunity to care for those children. He did. We trusted him enough to take my child, his own child, on the bus. He had to do that. He did that. But not for long. And why was that? Because his mom was not retired yet. His mom retired in 2017, remember? And then he gets me pregnant in 2018. And in 2019, she only had like a couple years. And then the whole time she was dealing with Christine and Jeff's divorce. And like we all were. And these people, Miss and Mr. Stella or Scooter, Mr. Papa Dale doesn't want to get sick bullshit when Grammy was back and forth at our house all the time with Stella. Then knowing I'm going to work. That's when I was going to work as a dental assistant with disease transmission, all of this, and then coming home. And then he's with my children all day and back and forth. And then his wife before them. Just bullshit, some bullshit. They're at our house dropping off toilet paper and she's out going to the store and doing all this other stuff. Why don't you just let me do that? Did I like my job? Yeah, that's why I was working. That's why I continued to work. I was lucky to have a job with that schedule. And then Scooter started his new job where I would have been able to, he had a set schedule before, previous to this. And then me having a set schedule now, that opened up for me to be able to work more other like nights and weekends, especially if he was only working 9 to 5 routine and stuff, and I could go out and do ship shopping or on the weekends to make some extra money, or again, potentially find another job because my doctor I was told multiple times by the office manager, he is only still working because he needs to pay his daughter's college tuition. And she was just about to graduate. Like, he's only still working to pay off his daughter's college tuition because this man was 70 years old. It's barely turning 21, like in her 3rd year of college. Back home now, finishing up school. Yeah. He didn't have his first child till he was like 45. He was working all those years, like over a decade when he took over the practice before he had his first child. I don't know, he was old. What would you do? As being a middle child and your father dying when you were a teenager and same shirts every forever. Right, he planned his schedule. That's why we only worked 9 to 5. That's why I couldn't work Monday through Friday, because he only worked a half day on Wednesday and he only worked a half day on Friday. He made his schedule. It was his business. Isn't it nice to have a life? We had 3-day weekends. He had 2.5. Again, his kids were grown and in college and stuff, so he had more time to do all of that. That stuff kept him busy. And then instead of sitting at home thinking, how am I going to get enough money to paint this house? I ain't painting this house. $1 million cheapskates. He should have already been taking on a partner practice, like a resident, a student, renting out, chair time. Could have rented me out as an assistant. I could have worked more. There was no plan. He wasn't talking to us about that. So what do? I just move on from that, right? If you're fine the way you are. And then if I didn't go back to work that year, they should have given me my unemployment